Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're having a great day. Well, we have more. We have apparently teachers trying to punish and humiliate kids for saying it's ludicrous for somebody to identify as a cat and they need therapy. They need help. They're unwell. Well, of course, in Looney Bin world and activists alike, they will shame you and hate you for all these things because you can be whoever you want, apparently even a cat. Yes, you can be a cat. Hell, right now, I'm a dolphin. Can't you see? It's quite obvious. So, without further ado, we have this. Student called a despicable by teacher after challenging peer who identifies as a cat. 13-year-old girl was called despicable by her teacher at a Church of England school in the United Kingdom on Friday after asking a classmate how she identifies as a cat. The schoolgirl and her friend were reprimanded by their teacher at Rye College in East Sussex at the end of an 8th grade life education class, where they were told that they could be who they want to be and how you identify is up to you. Following the lesson of the students asked classmate, how can you identify as a cat when you're a girl? The teacher told the students they were being reported to school administrators and would no longer be welcome at the school if they continued to express the view that only boys and girls exist, according to the recording of an exchange. So, what pretty much what this is going to be going for is pretty much what they're talking about in the recording. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, take a look at this.
You've just really upset someone. Saying things like should be in an asylum.
I didn't say that. I just said if they want to identify as a cat or something, then they're like genuinely on there.
Then they've gone.
Yeah, they're crazy.
You were questioning their identity.
I wasn't a question. I was just saying about the gender. I didn't say anything about them.
But where did you get this idea from? There's only two genders.
I just think it's my opinion.
That is my opinion.
If I respect their opinion, can't they respect my opinion?
It is not an opinion.
Yes, it
Yeah,
is.
but
It's not an opinion you can
Yes,
have.
it is. Loads of people think there's only two genders.
There's only a boy and a girl.
Literally. There's no other private part. There's only two.
Gender is not linked to the parts that you were born with. Gender is about how you identify, which is what I said right from the very beginning of the lesson.
I just don't agree with that. So why should I have to listen to it if I don't agree with it?
Biological sex, there is actually three biological sexes, because you can be born intersex. You can be born with male and female body parts or hormones.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
Yeah, there's three. There's not 300.
Doesn't mean.
Yeah, there's three. I'm talking about biological sex. In terms of gender, there are lots of genders. There is transgender. There is agender, people that don't believe they have a gender at all.
Yeah, but you can't have that.
No, you can't have that. It's not a law.
Yeah,
no, it's not a law, but it's our opinion. We just don't agree with it. We just think it's all just.
If you have a vagina, you're a girl. If you have a penis, you're a boy.
Yeah.
But cisgender is not necessarily the way to be. You are talking about the fact that cisgender is the norm. That you identify with the gender of the sexual order that you're born with, or you're weird. That's basically what you're saying.
Yeah.
Which is really despicable.
How? When it's
If I called my mum right now, my mum would feel myself.
If I called my mum, she'd say.
Well, that's very sad as well then.
How is it?
Loads of people agree with that. There's only a small majority of people who actually think that.
And why do you think we have so many problems in the world with homophobia?
Yeah, but
Because
that's
of
not
people
homophobia.
expressing.
That's gender.
Yeah.
Yes,
I'm
it
fine
is.
with lesbians and gay people.
Same.
I've got nothing against them.
Yeah, same.
But gender there is a link between it, and you're saying that people can't
isn't
change
No, they
who they want
can't.
to be.
They can't. Unless you
You're
get a
so
penis
wrong.
attached. No, I'm not.
You're confusing sex and gender.
No, I'm not though. Because
Yes,
if you have a
you are.
vagina, you're a girl. If you have a penis, you're a boy.
Yeah, you can't have a vagina and be a girl, but then
Gender
they
Unless you
identify
get
as a cat.
surgery, even then,
Gender
because
is
you've got
about
those genes.
how you identity.
I just
How you
don't agree with
identify.
it.
Yeah, it is
But it's
fine.
not an opinion that
Yes,
we
it is.
express in this
Yes,
school.
it is.
No, it's not. And if you don't like it, you need to go to a different school. So
I did go to a
I'm
different
reporting you to Miss Willis. You need to have a proper educational conversation about equality, diversity and
I ain't
inclusion.
doing it. My mum
Because
said
I'm
that
not
either.
having that expressed in my lesson. When I'm teaching you about you can be who you want to be,
Everyone else
how
thinks
you
it.
identify is up to
So
you.
Everyone else thinks it. They just don't say it because then all this
Yeah.
happens.
Maybe because they're polite and maybe they're sensitive.
I haven't said anything in all of the lessons I've been in. It's just because they turned around and started saying something. So I said, how can you identify as a cat when you're a girl?
Well,
Yeah.
they're now writing a statement. I would imagine that you'll be asked to write a statement as well.
We will.
So yes, as you can see, this person is trying to punish kids for pretty much saying that the girl trying to identify as a cat needs help or whatever, and they're the ones that are going to get punished and potentially, removed from school because they disagree and don't want to go with a psychotic narrative that these teachers want to push onto kids. And you guys and a lot of these activists saying this is being pushed onto kids or whatever, you're not after kids. Yeah, but this is exactly what you're doing. You're doing indoctrination. You people are actually the epitome of evil here. So, we have this as well, this is not the only thing that's been going on. We have the trans school conspiracy exposed. Midwest teachers trade tips on subversively and quietly transitioning kids without telling their parents, and skirting Republican gender laws, and workshop funded by federal government. We have dozens of Midwestern teachers met online this week and traded tips on helping trans students change gender at school without their parents' knowledge, while criticizing a raft of new Republican laws on sex and identity. DailyMail.com gained access to an online session hosted by the Midwest and Plains Equity Center, MAP, which is funded by the Department of Education, attended by some 30 teachers from Michigan, Iowa, Ohio, Illinois, and beyond. In the 4-hour workshop, they discussed helping trans students in the face of new laws in Republican states on gender pronouns, names, parental rights, bathroom access, and sports teams. Some teachers said they followed the rules, but others discussed being subversive, how their personal code of ethics trumped laws, and how to hide a trans student's new name and gender from their parents. The expose comes amid growing tensions between traditional parents who worry about newfangled gender ideas in schools, and some progressive teachers who say they need to protect trans students from their own families. Kicking off the workshop, Angel Nathan, the MAP specialist who hosted the session, said entities would review the new laws in a bid to remedy the marginalizing effects and such problematic policies. In the discussion and role-play sessions that followed, the teachers, administrators, principals, and counselors spoke about trans students and their families in a way that would alarm many parents. Kimberly Martin, the DEI coordinator for Royal Oak Schools, which serves 5,000 K-12 students in Michigan, spoke about helping trans students keep their gender change a secret. We're working with our record-keeping system so that certain screens can't be seen by parents. If there's a nickname in there we're trying to hide, Martin told the online gathering. Jennifer Hoagland, counselor for Ames Community Schools, which serves 5,000 K-12 Iowa students, complained about Republican Governor Kim Reynolds in March, citing a law that bars biological males from competing on female sports teams. She batted about her own activism and of taking part in protest marches. I know that I have my own right of code ethics, and that doesn't always go along with the law, Hoagland said. Shay Martin, an Ohio-based trans educator who writes a socialist, feminist, and anti-racist blog called Radical Teacher, said she worked against laws that prohibit or restrict trans advocacy. The stakes are very high for trans youth, Martin said. I think that's working subversively and quietly sometimes makes sure that the trans kids have what they need. Martin did not describe any subversive acts, but later spoke about teachers addressing sexuality with elementary students who age between 5 and 10. When talking about men, women, playground crushes, love, and marriage with youngsters, teachers should be wary of treating reinforced heterosexuality as the norm, Martin said. Finally, Yasina Jimenez, captain, the director of educational services at Woodland School District, which serves some 4,600 K-8 students across 4 schools in Lake County, Illinois, slammed conservative teachers in nearby district. Parents and teachers across Illinois have recent years been angered by Democrat-led efforts to put tampons and sanitary napkins in boys' bathrooms so that trans female to male students can access them. Jimenez captain told her colleagues about a nearby school board meeting that exploded in violence over the tampon controversy. That became a big, violent issue caused the individuals who were involved are also educators, which is sickening. At no point in the session did any teacher parents might know that what's best for their own kids, nor question whether affirmation on demand was the only way to help a trans-identified student. Teaching new wave gender ideology in schools and secretly affirming trans-identified students have become hot-button issues in America's culture wars between liberals and conservatives. Some traditional parents worry about activist teachers influencing kids with radical gender ideas and even encouraging them to transition. Tensions have led to lawsuits and violent school board meetings across the country. Republican politicians in red states have introduced more than 500 bills affecting LGBTQ, blah, 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 blah. So, yeah, we all know that. So, yeah, this is what's going on here. And these schools are literally trying their best to harm your children in every way possible. We've been telling you people, or telling you trans activists, and all you people that are on the insanity of the left are saying that this is happening in schools. They're actively trying to hide the names. And now, let me put this into very clear perspective for you people to bloody understand. If your so-called surgeries and your hormones and everything is so positive, so great in every retrospect, and it's to the benefit of the person, why in the hell are you hiding it from parents? Parents, more than anything, would want to help their kids benefit their kids, and make sure they get the best health care possible. The fact that you're hiding from parents and hiding it from people shows you have an alternative narrative, and either you want them for some type of other type of purpose, or you want to ruin their lives. There is no other gray area. You people are monsters, you're evil, and we have pointed it out. Alright guys, that's it for the video. Like, subscribe, share. As always, take care.